Okay, there's something on my camera. Okay, hello. This feels really weird. I'm also not wearing my glasses, which I feel like I look extra weird without my glasses because I usually wear them, but that's fine. So I'm trying something new. I know you can hear me and see me. I've tested it multiple times, but I'm trying something new. I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet. Maybe I'll have to edit it a little bit, but I haven't written a blog post in I don't know how long. It's currently the 29th of June, I believe. Yeah, Sunday, June 29th. I don't really remember the last time I wrote a blog. I think it was the end of May. I think kind of my plan was to not write one until, or maybe it was April. I think the plan was to write one for May and then wait and not write one until end of July and kind of like group winter break together. Sorry, I thought I heard something. I think it's just my foot. To try and group winter break. I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. I don't really know how, but I was trying to figure it out. Didn't end up happening because honestly, don't want to write one. Not gonna lie. Just don't want to write a blog post. It's not that I don't like writing. It's not my favorite thing to do. And I was talking to my mom the other day, and when I was studying abroad, when I was like having a hard time or I felt like I needed to talk, but I didn't necessarily want to talk to someone, for me, if you know me, I'm a talker, I'm a yapper. The mouth likes to move. So I would do video journals on Photo Booth on my Mac, and there's some scary things on there for sure. I would like sob to myself in a camera. No one would ever see it. I think I might have showed a few friends like a year later, just because now looking back on it, it's a little funny, just a little bit. But yeah, I just don't want to write. But like, it's nice having something like other than like my personal journal or other than photos, like something where I like am also keeping up. And I know that like I don't talk to everyone at home on a daily basis, and so it's nice to also be able to like give some sort of update to people at home. So yeah, school ended, it's June 29th right now. School ended on the 13th, I believe. So like I said, I don't remember the last time I wrote a blog post, but I spent a lot of May in Maholtong District, which is, not that you can see what I'm pointing at, but there's a road that runs through here, and I take that road to get there. That's where my friend Jake lives, that's where my boyfriend Jason lives, and so I spent a lot of time there in May. A lot of long weekends, and I live in both, so it's like the highlight of my month for May. I think at one point they also came down to Butebute, which is like the district that I live in the camp town that we go to. And a bunch of us from the north got together for a weekend, which was really great. It also was a long weekend because we didn't have school on that Monday, so it was nice to like have an extra long little weekend, especially with all the travel that it takes. It's just nice to spend more time. So I'm also gonna try and keep this under 10 minutes, excuse me, because usually the blog posts don't go over like a 10-minute read, I think is like what some of them say. So I want to try and keep it like that. But if you've ever received an audio message from me, then you know that's a little hard. So, but I'm going to try my best. If I need to edit it, I will. So, but I wanted to just record once because, you know, you record something so many times and then you kind of lose the point. I'm losing the point now, but anyways, that was May. And then obviously with school, it was like finishing up topics for the quarter, getting ready for testing. And then most of June was testing, grading, filling out reports. I had a site visit from Peace Corps. So my program manager came and he just spoke with the people that I work with at my school. He spoke to my family, came and spoke to me at my house, all those things. And everything like that. And then, yeah, I just kind of finished up the school year. I was home for a few days, just a few, like 2 or 3 maybe. before I left to go to Zanzibar for a week with a group of friends, which was so much fun. It wasn't exactly what I envisioned for my trip, I'm not gonna lie, but I still had a great time. I love the beach. The ocean is definitely where I belong. I don't know if that's gonna play out in my future, but that is, I belong by the ocean, that is for sure. Anyone who knows that, Emily, talking to you, the ocean, that's where we belong. But yeah, so that was really nice. I've been back for, I guess, over a week now. No, yeah. I don't know. I kind of lose track of my days. No, it hasn't been a week yet. It hasn't been a week. It was Sunday to Sunday. I got back this past Sunday. I guess it's been a week since I got back to Lesotho, but then we spent a few extra days in the camp town because some of us live in the south, some of us live in the north, so we don't always see each other. So we spent a few extra days, and then I made my way back to my house. I'm not gonna lie, I had a rough time. I think I was like doing fine, and then all of a sudden it hit me, and not great. My parents got the end of that, and yeah, I had a little bit of a meltdown, but I'm on the come up from that, which is good. And so I'm just trying to like figure out, we don't start school until August 4th, I believe, something like that. So I kind of have the rest of July, or all of July. July hasn't started. So I have all of July kind of at home for the most part. I'll be home for at least a few weeks. I'm gonna help a friend out with their dog. I'm on a committee called PAC, which is the Project Advisory Committee. So it's essentially volunteers form that committee from each sector, so health and education. And I went to this meeting last year as well. And then you meet with people from the Ministry of Education, people from Peace Corps, you meet with like supervisors and teachers from schools that we work with, stuff like that. And it's essentially a time where we all gather and talk about like what the project framework is, how it can be improved, our experiences with it, stuff like that. It's really just to continue to make the like goal and work of volunteers more efficient, more productive, all those words. See, that's the other thing. Because I can't go back and reread this, the vocabulary is never going to be as good. There's not as many typos at least, but the vocabulary is never going to be as good as when I'm writing, because I can go back and, you know, make myself seem just a little bit more smarter. A little bit more smarter. That might not even be correct English, which is crazy because I teach English. But anyways, so that'll be coming up, and then I'm home for a few days, and then kind of mid-July, more end of July, my boyfriend has a friend from the United States that's coming to visit, and so I'm going to go on a trip with them. We're going to go to Simonkong and hike Malatsinyani Falls, which will be really fun. I've done it once, and it's a really great time, so I'm really excited for that. And then we're going to go to Durban and Cape Town. I'm actually going to be spending a lot of my time in Durban and Cape Town trying to do a few new things, maybe go to some museums, go out to the prison on the island. I cannot remember the name of it to save my life, where Nelson Mandela was held. I've been to Cape Town like 3 or 4 times now, and I have yet to do that, so that's on the list of plans to do. Maybe go see some museums. I feel like I did a lot of that when I studied abroad, and I haven't done any of that since I've been here, and it's something that I really enjoy. So just start a little planning for that. But then my other goal is, I think I've mentioned this in past posts, but I plan to do Teach for America when I get back. Fingers crossed, all goes well. And so with having electricity and Wi-Fi while I'm traveling, I plan to work on my application for that. There's a few writing prompts I have to do, and I just want to make sure I'm like fully prepared, reach out to people that I need recommendations from, so on. So that should be good and exciting. Applications for that open on August 1st. Not that you guys want all the rundown, but they open on August 1st, they close on September 15th, and then after that, it's kind of like week by week, different things happen. So like September 15th, they close. I think it's like September 21st, you get notified if you got an interview. Then the next week, there's 3 days of interviews, so I'll have an interview on that day, and it's perfect because it aligns with like our spring break, I think it would technically be, when I think about all the seasons, because we're currently in winter, if you can't tell. But yeah, it's kind of like our spring break, so it aligns with that, which will be really great. I don't have to worry about basically school or anything like that. So I'll have to go into town so I can have, you know, good Wi-Fi, good connection, electricity, all those things. And then I think it's 2 weeks after the interview, I find out where I'll be living, what subject I'll be teaching, what grade, those kinds of things. And then after that, the process kind of flows along with like interviewing at schools and getting that kind of thing figured out, starting the training and certification process, and so on. So that's something to look forward to. We also have our COS, which is close of service, conference at the end of August. So we get more information on like what our last few months look like, how we start to plan our flights home, and what we need to do like at our site, and everything like that. So I'm really excited. I'm like, I feel like I tend to be pretty honest. Like, it's not always easy. I don't always have good days. I try my best, but you know, not everything's perfect. So, but what else? Yeah, school ends on Thanksgiving again this year, I think, or around that time. My brother's gonna be studying abroad in Paris in the fall, so we're trying to figure out a family trip there to go visit him. None of us have been to Paris, so it'll be really exciting to like go and also like see what he's experienced since being there. It was really fun to have my family come visit me when I studied abroad, so I'm really excited to like do that for my brother now, and even have them come visit me here as well. But that won't be till like mid-December, and I'll pretty much be wrapping up here beginning of December. So fingers crossed. I will be going to the UK, visiting my friend Audra in Edinburgh, and then making my way to Paris. Hopefully, all goes well. We'll see how that all pans out. I assume you'll be hearing about it. So yeah, things are good. Just chugging along, trying to like get in some daily movement. I walked up, I'll show you the view in a second, but I walked up to my school. We're currently sitting on like the big water tank that feeds some of the pumps nearby. So yeah, I'm just trying to get like a little movement in every day, eating good, which is pretty easy because it's kind of hard to get like junk out in my village, which is good for me, honestly, but because I love a sweet treat. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I kind of I'm pretty proactive when it comes to being prepped for school, so I've already schemed, which is like laying out the topics I'll do every week for the third quarter. I've planned my lesson for the first day of school already, things like that. So I'm kind of ready for school whenever it comes, but I am enjoying the break. I'm currently reading the third Dune, Children of Dune, I think is what it's called. I started that on my trip. I'm not very far in, but it is pretty good as of right now. So, but the goal is to get through as many books in these next few weeks. I never read enough during school. I'm trying to make a better habit of it, but not too great at that. So the breaks is when I've really been getting all my reading in, or when I'm sick, which no sickness. We can do without that. But yeah, I'm really hoping this isn't too long, because that would be so sad. Honestly, even if it is long, it's probably still going to be posted, and the people that want to watch can watch. Because I feel like it could be hard to edit out, and I just don't want to. I'm going to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of that. For those who haven't realized, I don't have Facebook anymore, so I only have Instagram and my blog, but Instagram is where I post a lot of my pictures. So if you're looking for like a more regular update, even though I really only post once a month anyways, that's where like all my pictures are. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like that's kind of it. So yeah, just kind of enjoying my time off, trying to like find my rhythm during break, and then I'm gonna start prepping for Teach for America and stuff like that. I'll have some prep that I need to do for our committee meeting that we have in July. So yeah, not too much going on. I feel like honestly my brain is so focused on like getting in a routine, but honestly it really is on the future and Teach for America and things like that. It's a little bit different than Peace Corps, as in like when I applied for Peace Corps, I was just like, put me where you need me. And for Teach for America, you have to come up with a list of 3 places. Well, they recommend 3. You have to have at least 1. So right now I have Chicago and San Francisco. I want to put a 3rd just for good measure, but yeah, right now Chicago's the plan. We'll see how that all pans out and everything. I really want to teach elementary school again. It's like kind of the age I like, but I know there's some like other things that I know that I want to do no matter where I go. Obviously, for those who know me, I spent so much time with the Boys and Girls Club growing up, and I worked there, and so that's something I would love to get involved in no matter what city I move to. So yeah. Anyways, I'm talking so much, so I'm gonna stop now, but fingers crossed this is not too long and not too rambly. I kind of don't want to watch it back. That's one thing. I would record my photo booth videos when I studied abroad. I didn't start watching them back until like a year out, because it's just a little too much to go back and watch yourself in a video. Sometimes even looking at pictures is a little too much. So I don't know if you can hear that water behind you. I have my AirPods in, so I'm hoping that's like what's picking up most of the noise. It's not too windy today, thankfully, but yeah. Anyways, I should probably stop yapping. We'll see how I like this. I would just rather talk. It's just kind of more my jam. But if the people tell me that they would rather read a blog post, I'll give the people what they want. Not that there's that many people, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'll show you the view though. Okay, so this is my school right here. And yeah, it's just like the mountains. There's a road right down there. You can't really see it. You can kind of see it here. It's like right there, and it goes around. And then I live down that way. But this is what you were sitting on. Oh my gosh, this is 16 minutes. Crazy. Okay, so yeah, I should go, but I hope you enjoyed. Bye.